Hi all, it's Keela Naima back on here with another video. Today is one of my favorite subjects and something that I wish I heard years ago. I feel like it would definitely have helped me on my journey, on my spiritual journey, and just better understanding of who I am. So hopefully this video will help others. So, the topic today is how to know if you are a healer or not. Now, you have people whose their destiny is to become a healer or to be a healer. You don't become one, you walk with that energy as soon as you come out your mother's womb. And then you have people who are interested in learning how to heal people in general. They're not called to do it, but they want to do it, and that's a beautiful thing too. But they're not the same. People who are actual healers, born to be healers, carry a healing energy. And basically, all your life, you are going to attract people because you have that healing energy and that's your calling, who are severely ill or appears healthy, but as healers, you would know the type of people that you attract. They appear healthy for now, but usually within 6 months to a year, that's when you'll see their health fails, or they, maybe they're around a healer and like, hey, you may want to go get a checkup, and they may feel extremely healthy and everything's fine, only to get a checkup and to see that there's actually something wrong. And you will attract people who are close to the end of their life. And 98% of your relationships, I don't care if it's romantic, with strangers or friends, you're going to attract people who are ill. And these are healers. I'm not talking about people who are taking on this responsibility, like people who want to learn Reiki or people who want to learn different healing modalities. That's different. I'm specifically talking about people who are actual healers, who walk and carry that healing energy. We don't do anything to create it. We are born with it. We are called to do that type of work. And it's not an easy life. So you carry that healing energy. And I knew since as a child, there was a lady who used to babysit me. She used to take care of me. And I would stay with her for like several months every year. Just stay with her for at least 3 to 4 months. And I had a blast there. But she worked in a nursing home, and that was for older people. I forget what they're called. They're assisted living or something like that. But I always knew when someone's health was going to decline, and I always knew when someone was going to pass away. And I always thought I was cursed, and I absolutely hated it. I hated it. Oh my God. Because I was like, why am I causing this? How do I know when people are going to pass away? How do I know when someone's health is going to fail? And I knew that based on them becoming closer to me. And as an adult, to this day, it still happens. People, as healers, people will come into your life and they're so attracted to your energy. They're like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so kind. There's something different about you. Or they're just really fixated on your energy. They just want to be around you. They want to hang out. That's one of the biggest signs. They want to hang out all the time. And initially, when you reach out to them or when you connect with them, you feel a different, like a spark or something about that person, and you gravitate to them too. Like, oh, okay, yeah, let's hang out. If you're a healer and you're not aware of this, you're going to try to be their friend. Or if it's a guy or a female coming to you, coming into your life, you may want to maybe get in a relationship with them, not knowing, because you don't know who you really are, why these people are coming into your life. You just feel that spark, that connection. So you're thinking there must be something more. This person's supposed to be my friend. This person's supposed to be my boyfriend or girlfriend. And 98% of the times it's because they're sick. And you will see this all throughout your life. And I've seen it. 98% of my relationships have been this way. And it's to the point where I now have journals, just tracking people's progress, because I know who I am. I know the energy that I walk with. I know the spirits that I walk with now. And it never fails. It never fails. You will notice that a lot of these people, depends on what kind of healer you are and who, the type of people, like what kind of people you attract. But I know for me, I attract a lot of people with mental health issues. I attract a lot of people with cancer. I attract a lot of people with Alzheimer's, all sorts of diseases. But I attract a lot of people who appear healthy, so they're not aware that there's something wrong with them. I would say 80% of the time, the people who come into my life do not know that they're sick. But because I know who I am, and I do have spiritual gifts, so I'm able to see their astral bodies as well. And I am one of those individuals. I can't control it. Sometimes I can be around a sick person and feel it in my physical body. So I will kind of know where their pain is, where the issue lies. And sometimes with my clairvoyance, once again, I cannot control these things. I will actually see what's going on in their body. It's like high definition TV. Like you see everything in HD, and it's more intense in the spirit realm. So it can be quite overwhelming. But yeah, a lot of times these people will appear healthy, and because I know who I am, there's something wrong with that person. I know there's something going on now, and they'll want to be your friend. They'll want to become your family. They'll want to get super close to you. And it's not necessarily you, it's your energy that they're attracted to. Because healers, you walk with an energy that is like, you're like an Energizer bunny battery. Those Energizer batteries, you know, you're like that for sick people. So they're fixated. They're saying there's something special about you. I like your aura. It's the energy that they like. And that's what they're, and you literally can become a drug to these people, and they will start to, if you have to set like some serious boundaries, but a lot of times healers can, if they don't know they're actual healers, you can find yourself in codependent relationships where these people are heavily relied on you. And then you just become drained because you don't know what's going on. You may think you're cursed because it's been happening all your life. But once you're a healer, you know that, okay, I have to set healthy boundaries. I know the type of people that I attract. And I'll give you an example. This happens to me all the time, by the way, but I'll give you an example. There was a young lady who was in my life, very sweet. And most healers have been through a lot of traumatic experiences. That's how you're able to relate to a lot of people. So I've been raped, abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, raped multiple times, molested multiple times. I've seen people get guns pointed at them. I've seen some crazy things. So I can relate to a lot of traumatic experiences that people who come into my life, I can relate to them on a deeper level. So this young lady, she and I had a very similar upbringing. And so I was kind of giving her advice on, get therapy. And that's something I do a lot of people in my life when I know there's like a mental health issue going on, or because I attract a lot of people with psychological issues. So anyways, I was telling her, hey, you should get therapy. That's what actually helped me. And I'm a huge advocate on that, getting therapy. And she and I became really good friends. But I knew, because she was really like attached to my energy. And mind you, she's married. She had a couple of children. But I knew, I was like, there's something going on. She appeared healthy, and she was like a year older than me. And I'm pretty young. But I was like, nope. And within this next 6 to 8 months, it's going to be revealed something about her. So now I'm trying to help her get therapy. Sometimes you're going to have to drop hints. Did you go to the doctor recently? And I wasn't getting any clairvoyance on her. I didn't feel any ancestors coming through, but I kept feeling the energy of a lady who passed away from assisted living that I used to help my nanny with. And that was like 15 years ago. But I was like, actually longer than that. It was probably like 20 years ago. But I felt that her name was Amy. And I can say her last name, but I was like 9, 10 years old when I was working in that location, in that assisted living. But I was like, I feel the energy of this young lady who passed away from a stroke. And I feel that energy on her, on my friend. And I tried to ignore it because, like, maybe it's just me, because this was when I wasn't fully into, working as a healer, or just knowing why I keep attracting these situations. But all I knew is these people are sick when they come into my life. So I just, try to be very kind to her, and we really connected, and we would hang out all the time. We'll go to the gym, and go for a brunch, and just do a lot of fun things together. And she's just absolutely adorable and so sweet. Well, after a while, this always happens for healers, she became very fixated on me. And what I mean by that, wanting to always hang out. And one thing she said to me was, can we hang out every Saturday? And mind you, I'm a grown woman with a career. And I'm like, I don't want to hang out with another woman every Saturday. That is a huge request. But this is what they do, because they want more of your energy. They want to hang out. And it doesn't mean they're necessarily gay, nothing like that. Is that there's something going on. But as a healer, and at that time I knew, because once they become really kind of obsessed with your energy, that's how you know their health is about to go on decline. It's getting close. So I knew something's about to happen soon. And I said, hey, I cannot make that kind of commitment, because mind you still have to create healthy boundaries, because these people, when they're around you, they're soaking up your energy. And a lot of times after you're hanging out with these people, you're drained, you're tired, and you have to recharge. But she wasn't that bad. She wasn't draining my energy that much. But again, she was starting, this was the beginning of her wanting to hang out more. And that's what they want. That's what they do. And mind you, it's your energy that they're gravitating to. And sometimes your energy a lot of times your energy as a healer is delaying, it doesn't necessarily prevent something bad from happening all the time. Sometimes it delays certain events. So maybe it gives them more time to be around family and friends, sometimes in a more joyful spirit. So sometimes you can extend people's life. And that's something I've actually experimented in the hospital. So I'll get into that a little bit later, because I used to work in a hospital. So a lot of times you're extending their life, or prolonging their period of healthiness before they go on to the decline. So you never know. Maybe that 6 months was a way of them making a better or stronger connection with their family members, or mending things with people. You don't know what the higher energies or the Most High wanted done in that situation. But all you had to do was be in that person's life, and they're feeding on your energy. That's just the reality of it. And you're keeping them alive longer, or keeping them healthier for a certain amount of time. But then once they become really fixated on you, a lot of times they're not all the time, but majority of the time, that's when their health is about to go on decline, and you're going to see their mental health decline, or they may get diagnosed with cancer. They may get diagnosed with some type of disease. But anyways, mind you, I said I felt this other energy on my friend. Well, within 6 months, she had a stroke. Mind you, she was in her early 30s, and she had another stroke. So she had 2 strokes in her early 30s. No one saw that coming. She looked perfectly healthy. There was no signs, and that happened. As a healer, that is normal to us. That is something you will see all your life. And that is actually one of the main signs you know that you are a healer. You attract these people nonstop. You can walk into the grocery store. The sickest person is going to approach you. A lot of times you'll feel their sickness in your own body for a few seconds. Sometimes an ancestor will come through, wanting you to deliver a message to them. And if it's well received, great. If not, they can never say in this lifetime that no one tried to help them. You see how that works? And it happens all the time. I have another young lady, well, she's not young, she has some serious mental health issues, and I enjoy who she is as a person. I think she's wonderful, and I have a great time when I'm around her, but I know she's very ill. And as healers, they drain you physically. So a lot of times I can hang out with them And then I will have no desire to see them for like another month or two because it just drains your energy. But they're feeding off of you, feeding off of you. And she always tells me, you're so beautiful. You got such a kind energy. There's something very special and unique about you. And I'm like, thank you. There's something beautiful and special about you too. Especially for me to be in your life because you're here feeding on me. And I notice when I'm around her, she's happier. She's a little bit more stable. And it lasts for some time, but then she'll go right back down to, she keeps having these manic episodes. But a particular ancestor came to me, and he wasn't the nicest person, but he came to me to deliver a message to her because what he was struggling in his lifetime is something that she's struggling in this current lifetime. So he's trying to help her. So I delivered the message to her, and she freaked out, like, why would he come to you? Or why would he say that? Yada, yada, yada. Because she didn't have the best relationship with him. But after talking to her about the situation, she's just like this man. So he's warning her, like, the qualities you didn't like about me? Well, you embody them now. And she needs to correct it. It is some serious, like, it pushes people away, what she has going on. But there's also, so then around these type of people, you'll say, hey, have you considered getting psychotherapy? Have you considered seeing a therapist or whatever it may be? So a lot of times, sometimes they're ancestors who sees the flaws of this person, like, hey, this was something I struggled with in my lifetime, and I'm seeing that you're dealing with it now. I'm here to help you. They will use healers or psychics or spiritualists to kind of relay that message. Now, again, if it's well received, great. If they don't take heed to the message and they continue to go down that path of destruction, self-destruction, that is on them, but they cannot say no one didn't warn them. But you see how that works? And I am part of the water world. I am a water spirit. So if you're even part of the marine world or water, you have to use your healing abilities. And I learned Reiki, but you don't even need to do that. You can just lay hands or just be, your mere presence is healing. So you don't even necessarily have to do much of anything. But be around that person because they feed on your energy. But you have to do it. And as healers, if you're not walking in your path or you're not acknowledging who you are, your life will be horrible, especially those who are water spirits. That is literally the only reason why we're here. Obviously, you can come here, manifest, live out your dream life, but you have to play your role. And I remember when I was a little girl, a spirit came to me and she told me, you will more than likely not marry. And relationships will be kind of difficult for you. And I thought that was BS. I ignored that. And sure enough, here I am. I'm not married. Don't really have the desire to be married anymore. But now everything that she told me came true in my life. And now I know the reason why. And other healers, you hear a lot of women in Nigeria talk about this too, because you have a lot of water spirits there. And they will say that the same thing. And we all live same lives, same experiences. We attract the same type of people. But that's how you know you're a healer. So it's not an easy life, especially when it comes to relationships, because majority of people will come into your life because they're ill. And sometimes you have to eventually let them go. You will get these like spiritual hits. It almost feels like a spiritual attack. So once you have done your part, you have to let them go. A lot of these people are not meant to be in your lives for a long term. Excuse me, for a long time. So eventually you have to let them go. And then a whole nother group of people will come back through. You're going to meet new people, new faces, and you're basically a humanitarian. So this is the life of healers. And I've heard other healers, we all go through the same stuff. So you can't pray it. You cannot pray it away. You cannot manifest it away because that's your destiny. If you're attracting these people, the universe is going to continue to push you into these type of situations. And you will continue to attract these people. And it's not because they're evil. It's not because you're cursed. It's because you're a healer. So know yourself, know who you are, and don't listen to other people. When you know who you are, you know the type of people you attract, and you'll begin to question it, because it's so crazy. Like, I literally thought I was causing people to have strokes. I thought I was causing people to have cancer. I thought I was causing people to die, because it was happening that much in my life. And I'm still young, but I've been seeing, and I have visions. I'll see people have strokes 6 months before it actually happened in my vision. I'll see people get shot months before it happens in my vision. It's crazy. And I shouldn't say it's crazy. It is kind of wild, because when you have clairvoyance, everything is heightened. So the colors, the sounds, it's sometimes I'll wake up, or sometimes I'll snap out of a trance and I'll be so disturbed and overwhelmed, like this was some heavy stuff. And then it manifests itself into that person's life, but it wasn't meant to happen. But don't listen to other people who don't have your gifts and your abilities tell you that it's evil or a curse or nothing like that. They're not a healer. They don't know what your journey is. Their calling from God is something else. So don't get people don't allow people to mess you up or to get you jacked up, because when you're off your path and you're doing something that was not ordained or destined for you to do, or you're ignoring your gifts, it is very detrimental. And you will hear a lot of our Nigerian sisters. I'm so happy that a lot of them are posting videos on YouTube who are part of like water spirits or who are healers. They will tell you the same thing. This stuff is real. We're not causing these things to happen. You were born with it. So yeah, I hope this made sense, and I hope this is beneficial for anyone I'm really just creating this video for anyone who's doing research on YouTube and trying to figure out why their life is the way that it is. And I'm here to tell you that you're not cursed. There are many of us with these abilities, especially those of African, like Nigerian descent, because they're the main ones posting videos on YouTube about it. And I'm so happy. And I'm someone who is born with these abilities. Try to pray it away, manifest it away. And as I got older, all it did was I'm now stronger with my abilities. And I'm now recognizing that this is who I am. And you don't necessarily you don't really do much of anything besides be around these people. You're going to see the signs, deliver the message, whether it comes from their ancestors, your clairvoyance, or what you feel in your physical body, or just what you see on them. Convey the message and do what you got to do to help them. And you have to create healthy boundaries. Because if you don't, they will suck your life force, and you'll become always tired and drained, and they'll become clingier and clingier and clingier. It actually becomes kind of creepy. And I will say this before I end this video. If you don't set healthy boundaries, or if you're staying in these people's lives longer than you really supposed to, because a lot of times these relationships expire because you have other people to help, other people to heal. You did your part, and you will know this because you get spiritual hits. When you start getting those spiritual hits, you usually feel it in your third eye, your heart chakra, and your solar plexus all at once, and it keeps hitting you. That's what a spiritual attack feels like too. But that is your spirit guides telling you it's time to end that relationship. You did your part. They are not to be in your life long term. It's actually not healthy for you or them after a while, because maybe you probably kept him alive long enough, or maybe they were able to get the treatment that they needed. But these people are not supposed to be your best friend or nothing like that. But if you don't do that, they will begin to display, I'm not diagnosing, I'm telling you this is what they're going to display, characteristics of someone with borderline personality disorder. They'll become very fixated on you and depend on your mere presence or your energy. And if you don't say you can't hang out with them, if you tell them no, they're going to have a nervous breakdown. They're going to feel like their world is falling apart if you just tell them no. They'll begin to hate you if you keep telling them no. And so that's the down. There are some cons with this whole healing journey and attracting these people, especially if you don't cut them off when spirit tells you to. When your spirit guides tell you to end that relationship. And just look up borderline personality disorder. They will begin to display those type of characteristics. So, and then other people will begin to notice it. Like, why are you so fixated on her? They'll begin to question things. So you don't want it to go that far where it's starting to affect their other relationships, because they will begin to act that way. And even you, if you don't know if you're a healer and then you're noticing that you're getting these like weird feelings around them and you're always drained and you kind of want to cut them off, but you notice they're becoming more fixated on you, it actually can end up being very creepy. And they may, because they're not understanding your energy, they may become physically attracted to you, like sexually attracted to you, which is not the goal. But they can't interpret what's going on because they don't know why you're in your life. They don't know what it is that makes them kind of addicted to you, and it's your energy. Because I've had that. I'm not gay, but I've attracted women where I did not cut off those relationships when I was supposed to, and I was trying to be super nice and hang out with them every freaking day or as often as they want, even though it was draining me. And the next thing you know, they're trying to get in a relationship with you, and these women are married with children. It's really creepy, but they're not understanding what that energy is, so they're misconstruing it and making it out to be something that it's not supposed to be. So never allow things to get that far. As a healer, you have to end those type of relationships because you can cause more damage if you're staying in that person's life. They'll become physically attracted to you sometimes, or you will become their main source of happiness. So if you reject them, if they ask you to go to a party and you say no, because this happens to me numerous of times with different people all my life, they will begin to cry and have a mental breakdown and freak out. I've had one lady, she was calling me every 30 minutes because I told her no. She just doesn't, so you have to, it gets a little creepy. Anyways, I hope you all found this video interesting or beneficial, and I am out. Take care.